Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Master Class. This is a series of videos where I go over my routes through NES games for my FlawlessNES series. That's where I take old NES games and I beat them from the beginning to the end without taking any damage. These videos, this series is going to cover the routes. It's going to be a tutorial series. We're going to go week by week, level by level, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do and where I do it in order to beat these games without damage. And to start it off, we might as well start with a great game. Let's start with Mega Man 2. Let's get right into it. Yeah! All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very exciting time for me to do this. For years, I've been doing these flawless challenges, and I've always talked about doing tutorials, but I've never wanted to edit things. In fact, I hate editing stuff, so these videos are going to be one take. No editing. I'm going to try to get as much information as I can in there as quickly as I can, but I'm not going to take time to edit. So hopefully they turn out good, and hopefully if you have any suggestions, let me know and I can make them better. We're going to start Mega Man 2 off with Metal Man. There's a lot of different order of robot bosses you can do, depending on if you're doing a speed run or if you're doing casual playthrough. Maybe you like certain weapons for certain spots. Metal Man I chose for the flawless playthrough specifically because there's some really easy hits that you can take early on, and with a no damage playthrough, we want those high potential hits early on so that if we do have to reset, we don't lose as much time. These conveyor belts can be a little bit tricky, so I did Metal Man first. Also, I liked Metal Man's weapons, very useful for the rest of the playthrough. You're going to notice that I'm doing save states to show this stuff off. I do have lots of full playthroughs. My live streams got full playthroughs. This is informative. It is for you guys to use so that you can, if you want, you can attempt to do it without damage, or you can just use this information to get your own first playthrough of the game. Starting off with Metal Man, they've got these conveyor belts. The conveyor belts suck. It makes moving around feel really bad, but you'll notice if you jump around, as long as you continue to jump, you almost feel like you move normally. So my suggestion at the beginning is to just keep jumping on these conveyors. As much as like getting these things to drop down, you can just jump and it's almost like you're not moving. When your conveyor is moving away, you want to jump through. When it's moving towards, you can just hold the button to get through these spikes. These spikes are a little bit easy to take damage from time to time. Like I said, that's why I did Metal Man first. Get this little reset out of the way. Also, some people used to tell me you can jump through these spikes. You obviously can't jump through the spikes, but the chains you actually can. But it's when the chains or these spikes are on their way up, you can jump through without damage. But if you try to jump earlier, you get hit. So fun little trick you can show your friends is if they're on their way up, you can jump through the chains without getting hit. Moving on to the next part, we have these little drills. These drills seem very random and would be hard to avoid. If it wasn't for the way the game is developed, they are made based off of a spawning order and where the position of you, the player, is. So as long as we put the player in the same position all the time, they will spawn in the same way and move the same way. The best thing that we can do for consistency is to not stop. If we're running into here and stopping and turning and moving, then we, the doofus behind the controller, is what's actually creating the randomness. So what we want to do is we want to continue to move. Boom, we hit that guy right there. As long as we continue to move, same guy, same spot. So we want to hold the right button or the continuing on as much as we can. So we had to develop a route around that. If we run directly in and try to jump over this guy, we land on the next one. So we have to get rid of the first guy. Starting right here, you'll notice this little drop in the ceiling. That's my visual cue to start shooting. I run forward and I'm going to shoot 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It blows that guy up. Right where he exploded, I'm going to jump. So we get 1, 2, 3, jump. Now that leads into the next jump where we can jump on this ledge. Now the next jump is going to be right here. We want our front foot to be just past this center line. You see the center line? Just past that center line. When we jump from there, we're actually going to land right on the edge of the next the next ledge, which is going to be right here. But there's going to be a spike directly in front of us. So when we land here, we're going to jump again immediately. That'll look like this. 1, 2, 3, jump, jump. We're going to jump, and right there, and then you see how when I landed, there was just a spike there? We jump immediately, and then we get to this conveyor where we can just shoot, okay? You'll notice that because of the pause and the non-consistent movement, I got extra spikes. Let's watch it from beginning to end, and you'll get the whole pattern. 1, 2, 3, jump, 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 right there in the middle, jump again, get to the conveyor and just shoot. The conveyor will bring you across, you'll finish off the next guys. Moving on, again, always jump. The conveyors almost seem like they're not there when you're jumping. And if you want to move fast, you want to jump as high as possible. Every time you hit the ground, it slows you down a little bit. So the more you can jump higher, instead of doing this, we actually want to jump higher and we'll be moving a little bit faster. All right, in this next section, we've got these guys. When I break down these games for these flawless challenges, I've always noticed that the least amount of inputs are better. The more times you have to press different buttons, the more likely you are to make a mistake. So anytime I can take a section and make it simpler, less inputs, I feel the more consistent I get through that section. So if we go back to here, and we could approach this maybe we gotta get past this guy, or let's let him fall and shoot, and then, okay, now we're through here, and then we can shoot this guy, or we can continue to jump up here, shoot twice on that guy, and jump backwards. So watch it one more time. Just jump onto this ledge, 1, 2, jump backwards, and then you're done. So that's where least amount of button presses. It'll take you a little bit of time to get the feel for that, but then it's only jumping and shooting twice in the air, as opposed to trying to time multiple shots and multiple enemies. The next section, we're going to just jump, jump, jump. Now this one, we want to jump high and shoot in the air. If we do that, I'm going to get clipped by that guy. We would normally be moving. If you shoot that guy as high as you can in the air, you're going to kill him and be able to continue running and not have to worry about killing any of those other guys. One thing to note, this guy that's right here, if you try to shoot him as you go up to the ledge, you can get hit by his ghost. I don't know. Let's see if I can get it to happen. There's a spot where if you jump here, yeah, you get hit by nothing. I don't know why. That's stupid. So you want to make sure that you're jumping and shooting him from this platform instead. Last time. And run, jump. Next one's the same thing, jump, shoot. Next one's the same thing, jump, shoot. Very nice. All right, next up. Whoops, we got to make sure these guys let them get nice and close to you before you jump. Very simple. We could probably do maybe a despawn of these guys. Like that. It's just unnecessary. Run and jump one. Jump immediately. Let that guy get close to you. The timing is pretty straightforward. And you shouldn't have any problem with that. And we're on to the boss. This boss, it helps to know how the mechanics of the boss work. So I'm going to show you how the boss functions and then show you a couple different ways you can attack him. This boss is nice. He doesn't move left or right. All he does is stand in the same spot unless you approach him. And he's got 3 different attacks that he can do. Those have all been like medium jump, throwing 2. There's a small jump, throws 1, and you'll do a high jump where he throws 3. When he does the high jump, you're going to want to jump over his 2. We'll wait for one more. Maybe we'll get a high jump here. There it is. Jump over the 2. And because of your position when you're jumping over the 2, his 3rd shot will go over top of you. If you do not do anything but stand here, his shots will come at you at a timer. He shoots. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. shoots again. 1, 2, 3, 4. He shoots again. It's a timer. It's a time-based attack. He also will shoot at you if you shoot at him. See, if I shoot at him, it causes him to attack. So there's two different ways. And then there's a third way. If we get close to him, he'll also jump us and shoot over us. So this boss is broke down into pretty simple mechanics. He stands in the one spot unless you get close, then he'll jump over you and throw one. Or if you stand on the other side, there's a timer that makes him attack. Or if you shoot at him and he's not attacking, it'll force an attack. So with that, we can develop a couple strategies. One of them is wait for him to attack and shoot. As long as we're shooting while he's in the air, he will not attack again. And now you're just working off of the timed attack. Oops, I jumped a little late. So wait for him, shoot, wait, shoot, wait. You'll always get that 4-second time attack. And it's very simple to dodge, and it's very simple to get a no damage playthrough. Continue, rinse, repeat, great. So it's a nice, simple approach. When I don't want to reset and I don't want to risk anything, that's what I do. All right, next one. We can actually get multiple shots in, and we can make this go much faster. Slightly more risky, but much faster. And what we want to do is we want to do 3 shots. I'll show you 1, 2, 3. And what we're doing is we're creating a shot as we jump up. We're going to take our thumb, jump, and then shoot as we jump twice. So we're going to jump, shoot, shoot. And then we're going to shoot again when we land. It looks like this. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. See how I'm getting doubles? Shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. And shoot, shoot. Now, a little bit more risky. You can force that as much as you want. The more risky you are, the faster you can kill him. It's the middle ground. Oops. If you want to be safe in this game, you're going to do it the slower way. Wait for the timer and do the shooting. Then, if you want to be fancy and you want to have fun, I tend to go for a little bit of the more difficult, but something that's a little more fun sometimes, especially because this is early enough on in the playthrough. You can use the forced jump, where you get really close to him, you force him to jump over you, he shoots one shot, and you can stay in between him and hit him. Now, it takes a much more precise timing, and because the conveyor belt pushes you back and forth, you need to always be jumping in there. I'll try it a little bit. It's a tricky kill, probably not suggested, but if you practice it, it's a fun one to show off to people. Let's wait, and we'll go like this, and shoot. I didn't get close enough to him. One more time. I have to shut up and actually focus while I do this one. Got him. And that is the more skilled and more difficult way to do it. But it's a lot of fun. It's a fun one to learn. And that right there is episode 1 of our masterclass series. This is stage 1 of where I started when doing the Flawless Challenge of Mega Man 2. I'd like this to be a weekly series. I would also take as many suggestions as you want on ways that I can make the tutorials better, faster, slower. I don't want to do any editing. They're all going to be one take. It's just going to be one take per stage. That way you can search it by stages, making it a little bit more searchable. And I'm also up for any suggestions for games that you want to see. Go to my FlawlessNES playthrough on, or not playthrough, but playlist on YouTube. And you can see all of the games that I've beaten without taking damage, and suggest the ones that you'd like to see. I'm going to release another stage next week, and we'll continue with this series for as long as we can. I hope you guys like it. I hope it's useful, whether you want to beat games without damage or whether you just want to complete them for your first time. I hope that I can help. Feel free to ask any questions, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.